You have already heard a lot of the importance of creating consistently new ads for your business. But the question is, how do you create those ads and what's the process behind that? Well, a better question here is how do you create better ad briefs that articulate clearly the idea of why we want to create this ad and what is going to be the impact of those ads and how can we put together a better ad for our ad account so we can level up and we can go to the next level using that particular video or image. Let's get straight into this content, and first of all I want to explain to you the 5 most important elements that must be tackled when it comes to creating a great ad brief. You see, first of all, why do we need this ad brief? Well, when you create an ad without an ad brief, it's very difficult, even if you work with a team or without you, to understand why in the first place we create this ad. What's the objective? Why we create in this way and not in that way? Why do we use these particular clips and not those clips? It's very important to have concise ideas before you even take the camera and you shoot those pictures where you record those videos. So there are 5 elements that must be tackled for a great creative brief. And with the first one is something that I already mentioned a little bit. It's the objective. You see, in the story Alice in the Wonderland, there is a section where Alice is meeting the Cheshire Cat, and Alice is asking the cat because she's lost, she doesn't know where she is and where she needs to go, so she asks, what road should I take? And the cat is responding back, well, where are you going? Alice is responding, well, I actually have no idea. And the cat says, well, in that case, if you don't know where you're going, then any road will take you there. This happens not only in this story, but essentially in our life, in business, in relationship. If you have no idea or have no clue where is the outcome or how to get to the outcome, where you have no idea what is your main goal for your business, you don't know what is going to be the steps. What are going to be the first step, the second step, the first step? And in business, the most divine thing that you could have is clarity. So without these steps, you have no clarity, no idea what you have to do. This is why it's very important to have in the first place an objective that leads to more concise and to more clarity ideas on what you have to during the shooting time. So this is the first thing. Before you even launch, ensure that you have a concise objective. If you say, I want to increase more sales, this is a generic goal. You have no clue what you have to do if you just say more sales. More sales could mean, okay, we need to run just an image or a video. On the other hand, saying that, hey, I actually need a 2.5 or a 3x return on investment. Of course, you have to look at your numbers, at your metrics to ensure that you are getting a profitable ROI from that ad. But saying and putting in front of you this exact and precise goal is going to help you more in the long run. Now, the second thing is target. So here the question is, do you know enough your customers? Because it doesn't matter how much you work on that ad and how much you're trying to put together a very well designed ad, if you do not tackle their concerns, their needs, their inspirations, their biggest desires in that ad, maybe through copy or through visuals, none of those will work. The third thing is position. This is all about positioning. So the question is here, how do we want to position our product in this particular video? In marketing, positioning does 50% of the work. And positioning is essentially changing the appearance of your product, but not the product itself. it's like the gift wrap, right? You're just changing the appearance, the perception of how your product looks, or what kind of value brings to the table, but you do not change the product itself. So if, for example, I say that this particular product is for bodybuilders, I just positioned in a way that targets people who are into bodybuilding, and it just creates that perception that this product is for this specific target market, and most likely it's going to work just for this audience. Or if I say in a second hand that this product is for runners, I instantly changed the positioning and I instantly changed the audience that I am serving for. So if you pay attention to what I have just done, I haven't changed the product at all. I didn't change the technical stuff of a product. I didn't add any kind of mechanism or something new to the product. I just changed the wrapping. In other words, how the product is perceived and looks like in the mind of a customer. Now the question is, what does this positioning do actually for your business? Well, first of all, it appeals to more market. Because I call out different markets, I instantly talk to them. The second thing is I resonate now much better with that target audience, because in their perception, in their mind, they think that this product is the right fit for them. And third thing is going to increase your profits as well, because you increase the perceived value of a product. So now if you do a good job with your marketing and with your messaging, you could also charge more for that particular product. Now the next thing obviously is the execution, aka the actions that we have to take. So what are the exact steps that we need to take, or either pictures or videos to record in the best way possible so we can articulate the value of our product. This is a very misunderstood thing by many business owners and marketers in the marketplace, because when they try to shoot picture or videos, the problem is also it is really important to have different types of clips. I'm talking about close-ups, zoom-ins, zoom-outs, because first, not only that you retain that particular potential client to watch or to look at your picture longer, but you also help them to see your product from different angles and to understand better your product and to see how actually it's maybe more different from all the other competitors. If you just take a simple, stable picture, it might show some kind of value, but it's going to be quite difficult for the customer perception to understand how this product is different and how this product works. Now, of course, it's very individual when it comes to shooting, but here are some best practices that you must follow when you record those videos or when your team is working on creating some new content for you. Ensure, this is a must, that you have good lighting. I cannot emphasize how important is good lighting. You could take, the same camera or the same iPhone and record a video with a bad lighting and with a good lighting, and you will see a huge difference in quality. And if the quality is bad, people will instantly click away or they will swipe away from your ads. Next thing is ensure that you record vertical, or you also have a 4:5 format. You see, I like very much vertical format because when you go to the ad level, you could actually customize the format for each placement. If let's say you want to run also ads on Facebook and Instagram feed, which I would recommend, then in that case, if you record by default like a vertical video, you could customize to 4:5, which that suits quite well on those platforms or on those placements. Now the next thing that I would suggest is turning off all the devices to have a quiet environment. I have seen very good videos, however they had some noisy audio and that distracted me from the product itself. Next thing is ensure that you just do not use any kind of color grading or effects, because that looks quite cheesy. And ensure also that you keep your background aesthetic and clean, that just from the positioning and from the perception that increases the value of your product. And if it's a user generated content, make sure that the creator has to talk authentically like she would talk to a friend, because sometimes if you reach out to people who don't have that much experience talking to the camera, they will try to make it that looks and sounds like an ad. They will try too hard. So that's another thing to take note as well. And the last thing when it comes to creating that brief is the measurement. So after you launch all those ads, next thing is you want to analyze those ads properly, so you could take notes, learn from them, and avoid the things that are not working and double down on the things that bring you results. These are the 5 metrics that I look all the time when I want to analyze some ads and I want to learn something from them. So first thing, it goes in this order, is the return on ad spend. These are the metrics just strictly from Facebook and TikTok ads. Of course, there are some more important metrics like average order value and lifetime value, but this is all related just to advertising campaigns. So first I look at the ROI, what is the return on ad spend from that particular ad, if it meets our KPIs, our key performance indicators. If not, then in that case I will turn off that ad instantly. Next thing is the cost per purchase or cost per acquisition, how much we are paying to get that client. Then we have a CTR. This is essentially what is our click-through rate, how many people are clicking on that ad, and the CPM. Now these are the least important metrics from my standpoint, because you could have a very high CTR or a very low CPM, but your ROI could be quite low. So at the end of the day, you want to look at what matters for your business. If you are looking more for profit, not for brand awareness, then ROI would be much more important for you. And when I analyze all the best ads or all the worst ads, I extract the commonalities of those ads to understand what makes that ad great or what makes that ad a bad one. For instance, if you notice that in the first 3 seconds you have multiple ads where you demonstrate how the product works, let's say underwater, you say that your product is waterproof, and you see that it's working well over and over, then you take this commonality and you use for the next ads, changing just the other aspects. In this way, we create an iteration of something that is working well and your customers are responding well to. And at the end of the day, the ultimate goal of your advertising campaigns is to fulfill your customer's ego and not yours, by showing something that they are looking for, by showing something that they are responding well to.